Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to KKRLA Season 4, Week 1, Game 3. It is our blockbuster game of the week, the number 2 Beat Tapes taking on the number 4 Keener Records. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that this was a matchup of last season's tournament between the exact same rankings, which is kind of crazy. You know, the number 4 Beat Tapes in the eastern side of the bracket, along against the number 2 Keener Records of the eastern side of the bracket. It is an exact repeat of the last year's tournament game. It's just that the Beat Tapes are a bit better than they were last season, as it would have been crazy if they made it all the way to the championship game. That would be a lot of fun, but obviously they didn't, as Keener Records would go to take down the Beat Tapes and then go on to win that Season 3 championship. But other than that, welcome to this game where we are seeing the number 4 Beat Tapes take on the number 2 Keener Records. The Beat Tapes will be hosting the Keener Records today at Forbidden Temple, so it's going to be a very good game today as we see these two teams who originally played last season in the tournament get to face each other again. It's basically a rematch. That was the word I was looking for my whole entire yap session. But it's basically a rematch. So let's go ahead and see who's going to win this rematch with these revamped teams. Let's go ahead and see. The Beat Tapes versus the Keener Records here. And here goes this game, as the Keener Records will win the first tip. Beat Tapes still playing the way... Can't really talk about how they're playing right now. Beat Tapes trying to send the ball away. Armstrong going to put it up. Tex with a save. Let's go ahead and read off the roster for each team. For the Beat Tapes, you have Tex, Maverick, Sundown, and Squall. And for the Keener Records, you have Armstrong, Junker, Salty, and Storm. Keener Records being spelled K-E-N-A. And Beat Tapes being spelled B-E-A-T-T-A-P-E-S. And it's going to be Squall getting us the first goal to start off the game at the 4:15 mark, going at 58 kilometers per hour, or kph, assisted by Squall. And that's going to give the Beat Tapes the first goal and the lead to start off the game. Second tip here between these two teams. Let's go ahead and see who will win this one. It'll be the Beat Tapes winning this tip. Still trying to put up that ball. It's up in the air. See if Squall can try to get another. No, Squall's going to pass to Sundown. And what about that? Sundown, who originally assisted Squall with that shot with the last goal. Squall gives it to Sundown to score 2-0 at the 4:08 mark. I couldn't read the KPH in time, but this third tip will be won by the Beat Tapes. As you can see, some early dominance from the Beat Tapes, 2-0 within the first minute. Tex trying to put another shot up, and what about that? 3:57 left on the clock as Tex makes the third goal for the Beat Tapes, assisted by Squall going at 93 kilometers per hour, or kph. What a crazy early performance by the Beat Tapes. Let's see if they can still hold down what has been to them. Keener Records still struggling just a tiny bit to get that ball to stay over in the Beat Tape side for them long enough to score. Up in the air, they have a chance right here. It's going to be Salty giving us the first demolition of the season, actually, on Squall. Armstrong going to send the ball away before anyone can get that goal. Sundown still trying to keep the ball on the side. Squall's going to throw it up into the corner, but couldn't really get any way of the ball to kind of stay there. So that ball's going to try to make its way into the Beat Tape side. Still up in the air. Squall giving some nice control of the ball so far. But the only one who hasn't scored so far on the Beat Tapes is Maverick. So what would make this game even crazier is if everybody scored this game, but it's hard to happen. Tex with an amazing save against Salty's shot. We've officially reached the 3-minute mark with no goals from the Keener Records. This championship team might be watered down, but who knows? I can't really decide, because we haven't gone through this whole game to really determine how the performance is going. Salty trying to send that ball out into the Beat Tape side. A lot of fighting for this ball as it sticks near the middle. Salty able to get that down. Sundown with a reverse block. Usually that doesn't work for our goalkeepers and defenders inside the KKRLA. But this time it did, and Sundown was the one to do it for the Beat Tapes. I guess since it was becoming a trend, the Beat Tapes decided to get some of their defenders to work on that. Amazing play by Sundown. Squall's going to send that ball out. Storm with the lineup. Storm in the air. Gonna get it! Making this game 3-1 with 2:11 on the clock. That ball moving at 61 kph. That ball sat in the air for a good while to go into the top left corner of the goal. And now here we go into the 5th tip. Let's see if the Keener Records can maybe get some momentum as this ball barely moves into the Beat Tape side, for the 5th tip being won by the Keener Records. Keener Records still trying to push that ball down. Squall is going to be the one to send it back into the Keener Records side. You can see Maverick trying to get a touch on that ball. No luck. Armstrong going to send that. Squall's going to send it away almost near the half court mark. Still trying to get some touches on it are about four players from either side. Tex with an amazing save. Tex now has a savior. If you want to know what a savior is, that is when a player gets 3 saves not in a row, but 3 saves in general throughout the whole game. That's how you get a savior. Sundown trying to give a pass to somebody. Looks like Squall's going to be the one lined up to give the 4th goal to the Beat Tapes. Still with their dominance throughout the game. The Beat Tapes now have this game 4-1 against the Keener Records to really show what they've been working on throughout the offseason, ever since that sad tournament loss. 1:22 left on the clock as now we go into the 6th tip. Let's see who it's going to be won by. Just barely won by the Keener Records as it barely sits in the Beat Tape side. Tex might be hitting an accidental own goal, and it will be Tex. Actually, no, it will be Tex scoring. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to what side that was going to, but Tex was the one to hit the 5th goal with 1:09 left on the clock, 5-1. That moved at 35 kph, a slow goal. 1:09 left on the clock. Maverick still scoreless. Is the only one to not get a goal so far. Ball still making its way to the Keener Records side. Now going to make its way to the Beat Tape side. Squall going to get a touch on that to try and rearrange that ball to get it to go. And Storm will get that ball in to the Beat Tape side to try and get some last-second goals. Let's see if this will work out for him. Work out for the Keener Records as they have only 40 seconds to do it. Tex with an amazing play to hit it around a player. Squall puts up a shot but barely misses it. Where is Maverick? Maverick has left the goal, and this is going to lead to Storm getting the 2nd goal for the Keener Records, as now it's 5-2. 31 seconds left as we go into the 8th tip. That ball moving at 93 kph. Let's go ahead and get into this 8th tip. Let's see who's going to win it. It's going to be the Beat Tapes making its way into the Keener Records side. And Squall is going to be the one to put up the 6th goal. With 24 seconds left on the clock, now 6-2. The Beat Tapes absolutely dismantling the Keener Records. Wow. 24 seconds left on the clock as now you'll see the 9th tip, almost double-digit tips. It's going to get its very fast shot into the Keener Records side, but start moving into the Beat Tape side just barely. Maverick trying to get a nice touch on that. Maybe Maverick getting a last-second goal wouldn't be too bad for some Beat Tape fans. Sundown trying to put a stop to the ball. Armstrong got it. Sundown trying to take control of it. Still in the air. Is somebody going to get that last touch? And oh my gosh! Would you look at that? Sundown, before the time ran out, the clock stands still at 0. Sundown puts up the ball, and a Keener Records player accidentally runs into the ball, assisted by Tex. And that's going to lead to a 7-2 dominant win by the Beat Tapes over last season's champions. Let's go ahead and read off our scores. For the overall MVP, it is Squall with 635 score, 3 goals, 2 assists, 1 save, and 4 shots. Followed along by Tex, who had 524 score, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 saves, and 2 shots. Followed along by Sundown, who has 502 score, 2 goals, 2 assists, 2 saves, and 2 shots. The perfect 2-2-2-2 across the board. 2s across the board. And then Maverick, who got 52 score with 0s across the board, but still put up some bit of contribution to the team with putting the ball in play. Only with 52 score, it's sad. 0 goals, 0 assists, 0 saves, and 0 shots. But that doesn't mean nonetheless that he's a bad player. Actually, he might just be a pretty good player. You just have to wait. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. And it's accidentally going to load me into another game, but I will exit that. And as soon as you see the Rocket League loading screen, you'll know it is the after game talk. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the after game talk. Talking about the offense and defense of both teams. Let's go ahead and get into it. The Beat Tapes offense was incredible. To say the least, it was amazing, as they were constantly scoring, constantly showing dominance, and constantly showing improvement as their new head coach, Aiden McClanahan. I have to say it like that so the new added YouTube AI will understand that. As their new owner, McClanahan, has definitely improved this team. They obviously showed some triumph in the tournament last season, and obviously are showing a lot of dominance this season, being ranked number 4. Let's see how their rank can change later in the season, good or for worse. And their defense, immaculate, holding the Keener records only to 2 goals. Insane performance. Let's go ahead and get it to the Keener records. The Keener records offense didn't play as well as expected. To be a number 2 ranked team and to have that sort of offense is terrible, to say the least. It is something that, living up to expectations, just doesn't exist apparently in the Keener records, because them being number 2 ranked and playing that horrible offense, only scoring 2 goals against the Beat Tapes, which I understand that the Beat Tapes are a hard team, but you can't just give up in the middle of the match. They were obviously trying, but just couldn't get through the defense, and it seems like they gave up halfway through the match. And then their defense obviously didn't play as well. I mean, I don't know, there was a certain play where the ball was sitting in the air, and all players were just standing still, waiting for the ball to come back down. That's when Tex took the ball and shot the ball into their goal, I think giving the Beat Tapes the lead of 6-2. I can't remember. Or 6-1. But yeah. Well, obviously, you could see the better team in this game as the Beat Tapes dominate the Keener records with a 7-2 win. Maybe that'll put their rankings up. You never know. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching, and I hope to see you for tomorrow's game, which includes, let's see here. Hope to see you for tomorrow's game, which includes the number 3 Keener Club at home taking on the net ranking number 11 non-beaters. The non-beaters you will get to see tomorrow as they have a new color assigned by their coach, Elliot Blair. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching once again, and I hope to catch you for tomorrow's game to see if the non-beaters have a lot of high hopes. Or will they be over-dominated by one of the most dominant teams in regular season play throughout all seasons? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow, like always.